Hey, I'm Reezy, and today I want to be showing you how I made these kind of glitchy black label basses. I'm going to demonstrate. Let me show you how they sound first though. So this one isn't the one I'm going to be going over. This is just one I have to fill. And this one right here is the one I'm going to be going over. Let's demonstrate how the first one sounds. Wait a minute. No, they all sound, this is how they sound together. So that's the little sample I put together. This is the first one that I have. They're pretty much the same thing. I just have a different envelope for the second one. It's the 404 preset. I'll put the presets for both of them in the description so that those who want to learn how I made this first one can dissect it. But this was the one I'm going to be going over. Something went wrong. And this is going to be my reference. I have another serum. I'm going to be going back and forth between them. But it goes up to about 25%. Alright, so, I forget, this goes down 2 octaves. The sine does. The sine goes down 2 octaves. Oh, and this is something you might want to do. You might want to modulate the level too. The reason I say might instead of I'm going to is because if you don't modulate it, it adds for like an extra kind of buzz at the end of it until it starts again for the next glitch. And that's something you might want in one of your tracks. I don't want it, so I'm gonna modulate it. So for the distortion, I have downsample on. And I have it, this is one of the important parts. If you wanted to get exactly like mine, this is from 24 going up, 7 going up 24. Alright, so that's the first part of what makes it glitchy, is the downsampling. I love the downsample, it's my favorite kind of distortion. I'll also use asymmetrical for sub basses, and then use a multi-band compressor, and then cut out some high end just to make them beefier, but that's not what I'm doing right now. So the next thing I have is a flanger. I just turned it on and I didn't even do anything with it. The next thing I have on is delay, linked, turned them to about 128, brought this dot down and brought it to the front, a bit, and then turn the feedback up to about 60, and then now it should sound something like that. Now I have the chorus on. I added it at first to add some low end, but it ended up adding some width. So I'm keeping this, and I'm turning this down about 40%. And then multiband compress it, turn the threshold down a lot. Now it's for what makes this the second part glitchy. So what I do is I have a second LFO doing something kind of like this, that, you know, like a regular bass thing, and I have it to a different speed. I have it at 118 so that it does not match up with this, and it's not going to be the same every single time. You can do either triplets or dots. Either way that works, and it sounds good and wonky. So what I do with this is I put it on the octave of oscillator 2 to give it kind of a it's kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know why it's different for... Oh, yes I do. Because I have it on trigger. So that's pretty much it for that, for what I'm doing inside of Serum. Now I go to post-processing. I do pretty much the same thing for all of my post-processing. Downloaded this fat rack, I think it's from Crow, I'm not sure though. I put the fat rack on first to add some beef to it. And then I put it on an EQ to remove all of the low end, except not all of it. I wanted to keep some for this preset. So usually I cut it at 200 Hz, but this time I'm going to cut it at 150. Next, I am going to, Camel Crush it. Now usually you have to be careful with camel crushing stuff, because it'll like completely saturate it, and you don't really want that most of the time. But this time, I mean, we can pretty much leave it like it is. Turn the tube down a little bit, but that's pretty much exactly what I want. So I can close those now. Now I'm gonna, put an OTT on it. OTT after the compression and distortion. Now you can tell it added like as if something's blowing into a microphone. All you gotta do to remove that is low cut it again at 150 Hz. Or 200 this time, I guess. You know, something higher so that you don't get as much of that. And then, after that I just saturate it a little bit, and it's good to go. Saturator. This is pretty much my entire post-processing chain for anything that I do. Pretty much in this exact order every time. I'll just move this down here. It should be pretty much the same exact, or the same exact thing that I had at the beginning of the video. If you enjoyed this or learned something from this, please leave a like.